Just another rainy day here in Seattle, but not that it really matters because we'll be doing some work on the RB25 in the garage today. I got all the parts laid on the table here. So here's the timing belt, all the idlers, just the water pump. Also I'll be replacing the exhaust studs. And then I'm going to paint the turbo side too of the engine block. See, it's all off right now. So I gotta get all these old studs off to replace them, just because I don't trust it anymore since one of these snapped. And oh yeah, and here's the newly powder coated RB26 valve covers, just kind of on the engine. I think this looks really nice. I think I said it before in the last video, but I was going for like a Bayside blue color. Yeah, this should really pop in the engine bay. Alright, timing covers are off, and now we have full access to the timing belt and water pump. As you can see there, it appears to be in pretty good shape. I don't see any cracking or anything, but they're probably OEM, so it's best to change it out now instead of just running it as is. So since I am running RB26 valve covers, I'll also have to install the back plate for the upper timing cover, and this will just make it fit the way it should instead of reusing the RB25 piece for this. So since I'm doing a timing belt, this is the perfect chance to do it. So the timing belt on an RB engine is pretty simple. We got the two camshafts here, the tensioner, idler, and the crank. So before we take anything off, you want to make sure to line up the marks here. You got a little dimple there, and that lines up with the little slash right here on the back plate. Same thing on the exhaust side. And on the crank, it's a little hard to see because I don't have the actual cover on there, and I already lined up before this, but that lines up with this little mark here. So the next step is to loosen up the tensioner here. That's a 14 millimeter. But don't take it out all the way yet. And then we're going to grab our 5 millimeter hex key to take out the slack on the timing belt. Just like that. And then you can take the belt off. Once the belt's off, you can take out the tensioner all the way. Now with the belt and the tensioner out, we can take out the idler pulley, and that's held on up a 17 millimeter. And then the water pump can come off. Alright, so I got pretty much everything off. You can see the plates off, cam gears are off, water pump, idlers. So now I just gotta pull this out. Hopefully it comes out easily. There you go. And now I have full access to the... Oh, come on, you stupid little plate. So looking at the two timing cover plates, they look pretty identical. But if you look closely, this is the RB25 one, and it's more squared off around here, whereas the 26 is more rounded. And that's just going to fit much better if you would use this. So we'll be using this. And I just found out that you have to drill out these little brackets here. This is for like vacuum on the RB26, which RB25 doesn't have. I already drilled out one of them, so it's got to drill out one more and it should fit perfect. So I just finished drilling out the spot welds for the little brackets back here, and I painted them just to make sure it doesn't rust up. A little close up on that. And the nice thing is I didn't drill through onto the other side, so that's cool. It's right here and here. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this thing on and see how it fits. So as you just saw, I finished cleaning up the water pump surface on the block. So all I gotta do now is put on some RTV here and we can stick this thing on. So it's kind of weird that Nissan doesn't use a gasket here, they just use RTV. They even give you like little valleys here for RTV to stick in. I don't know, I just found that weird, but anyways, just put some RTV on here. Alright, so just finished installing the water pump and timing belt and all the other stuff there. And I forgot to mention, but I did do the cam and crank seals. And man, this is looking nice. Definitely a lot better than the old parts that were on there. As you can see here, they're just rusty and crusty. And now that I look closer at the timing belt, yeah, it doesn't look good. So it's a good thing I'm doing it now, instead of having to blow up sometime later down the road, which would suck. But yeah, here it is. I don't think I'll be getting to the turbo side of the block today. I'll probably save that for next time. But yeah, it's getting closer and closer and getting swapped in.